A domain name is a text that we use to name a website, like plants.com or cars.net. So when we create a website, we create it in our computer and then we put it in a server, for example, a server in a hosting company. This server has an IP address, which is a group of numbers like this. All the computers, smartphones, tablets connected to the internet, they all have their own IP address. So if we wanted to see this website, we can just type the IP address in a browser and our computer will send a request to that server and it will get the website and we will see it in the browser. So we can just use the IP address of a website if we want to. That works fine. But the problem is that IP addresses are not easy to remember. This is why we use domain names. Domain names are just a text. If we look at them, we see that they usually have two parts separated by a dot. One is the top-level domain and the other is the second-level domain. The top-level one can be of different types, like .com, .net, or it can be the domain of a country, like BR for Brazil or FI for Finland. And the second-level domain can be whatever you want. It can be a word like plants, for example. So with domain names, we can just type plants.com in the browser and we will see the website. We don't need to use the IP address. So how does this work? This is possible thanks to a system called the Domain Name System, or DNS. The DNS system has many servers called DNS servers, which are spread throughout the world and contain a big list with all the domains of the different websites and their IP address. So when a user types a domain, the request goes to a DNS server first, which will search through this list and respond with the IP address for this domain. And then the computer sends the request to the server with that IP and gets the website. If the user wants to see a different website, the server will reply with the IP address of this other website, which can be in a completely different server. And the user will now see this website. This process is very fast, and these servers can receive thousands of requests per second from different users. So this is what the DNS servers are. Now there is another component in the domain name system, which are the DNS registrars, which are websites where you can get a domain for yourself. So let's say we have a website where we talk about flowers and we would like to call it flowers.com. The first thing we need to do is create the website in our computer and put it in a server, like this one. Now we go to a registrar and we get a domain for it. So first we need to check if the domain we want is available. Someone might have flowers.com already. In that case, we can get a different one. So we pay the registrar to get the domain flowers.net. When you have a domain, you need to pay each year if you want to keep it. Otherwise, you could lose it and it will be available for anyone else to take it. So now that we have paid, we will see in the registrar an option for configuration. We click on it and we'll see an option to connect our domain with an IP address. Here we need to type the address of the server where we put our website, which is this one. And we click save, and now the registrar will send a message to all the DNS servers in the world so that they have a new row in their table with our domain and our IP address. And when all DNS servers are updated, anyone in the world can type flowers.net in their browser and they will see our website. This is an introduction to domain names and the DNS system. I hope you liked it, and if you want to learn more about websites, you can watch this video.